everybody, happy Wednesday. Where's our sunshine gone? Oh, it's horrible today. It's pouring down. It's miserable and horrible and I don't like it. Josh, sorry, can you turn my settings off, please? It's alright, I've had lots of phone calls this morning, so I had to put my notifications back on so I could actually hear the phone ring. And yeah, completely forgot that it was on again. Don't. So you have to excuse me, I'm having a bit of an allergy day today. I'm feeling a bit rough, so I'm hoping you ladies are all going to cheer me up a little bit because I'm feeling sorry for myself. My eyes are really sore and my nose and everything's like rah. So I'm feeling a bit sorry for myself today. So hopefully you guys are going to cheer me up a little bit. We're going to do block of the week. I've got a nice little block for you, which we're going to have a little go at. But I've got a daily deal for you. I promised you one yesterday, so we've gone a bit crackers because it's been a bit of a crackers week. So we've gone animal crackers for you. So we've got the animal cracker charm pack. It's normally £12.95. It is Moda. I love this, but I've got so much stock coming in the next couple of weeks. Because everybody's started to ship out again. I just need to clear them. Now, I made a quilt for this on Hochanda, which was just yummy. And I love it. It's just the cutest. Look at those little cows. These are normally £12.95 and they're going on at £9 to get rid of the last few that I've got left. Okay. And then I've got the coordinating. So I've got them in the cottons. Okay. So these are the cottons. And you've got 6 fat quarters as a bundle. So you've got 2 beautiful white on whites. I'm hoping Josh can get these. That's actually got numbers all over it. It's a cream on cream, sorry, not a white on white. Is that focusing enough? Can you see the fact that that's numbers?
Yeah, you can
Just
now.
about, yeah. So you can see it's got numbers all over it. And then this is like a lovely dotty spiral one. And then you've got the colours. Okay, so you've got 6 fat quarters for £10. Okay, I haven't got many of them, so I've literally put the last little bit onto the website. And these are the brushed cottons with the flat, like the flannel, which feel amazing. They feel so good. And then we've got those. So we've got the script one, and then that lovely duck egg with the little crosses on it. Little crocodiles, look at that. Oh, it's such a soft flannel. It's beautiful. Brushed cotton, liking that one too. All the little animals. I mean, that little penguin is just yummy. Really like that. And then the little hearts. And you've got 6 fat quarters of brushed cotton. Okay, and they're going to be £12.50. So that's our daily deal. Okay, it's £10 for the cotton, £12.50 for the brushed cottons, and then £9 for a charm pack. So they are already on the daily deal section. We put them all on there, and I made sure they were on there, so they better have worked. But those are there ready for you to grab if you wanted to. I love it. I don't even think it has to be for kids. I want it, frankly. So that's our daily deal. So who are we saying hello to today, Josh? Who's there?
Carol's here, Linda's here.
Hi Carol, hi Linda.
Heather,
hi
Sandy,
Heather,
Karen.
Karen. Lovely. Hi everybody. Fab. Thank you for joining us. So we're gonna test you a little bit today. This isn't difficult techniques, but it's little pieces. So we're going to do this block. We're going to do this little block called a lily block. So hopefully Josh can get this. It's a little 6.5 inch block, and it's very traditional. Normally this is kind of done with a plique and little rounded leaves and everything, but I've kind of adapted it to make a smaller block, so a 6.5 rather than a big 12.5, and kind of modernised it a little bit by taking some of the applique out because it was quite twee with all the rounded applique. But I quite like this sort of very clean look. I have written it up as a pattern. It is available as a digital download. And on the download as well, there is, on the pattern, sorry, not download, on both versions, you could have a paper pattern or a digital download. I've done it as a cushion as well. So you can actually make blocks up, and I've shown you how you can make a really beautiful cushion. But it uses little tiny bits of scraps of fabric. And would be perfect, which is what we're going to do it in today, for mini charms, because you need 2.5 and 2 inch squares. So you could use your mini charms. We all have these in our stashes and we never know what to do with them. You could make a Lydia bag. If you saw on Hochanda, we could do a Lydia bag, but this is the blues one, which I'm actually taking on to Hochanda next week. But we've got lots of other little mini charms in. So I thought I'd do one in blues today. so you can see like the colour differences. This I just used up the scraps from yesterday. Remember that flower that was doing? I used this in that. So I thought, well, let's see what I can get out of the scraps. So what you're going to need. Right, are you ready for this, guys? So if you come up to me a minute, lovely.
Yeah.
I'm going to show them. From your background fabric, you're going to need all the colour you'd get from your mini charm, but your background fabric, you're going to need, like for one block, you're going to need nothing. But if you wanted to make, say, 4, a fat 8 would probably do it. Excuse me. So you're going to need a 4-inch square, okay? You're going to need 3 2.5-inch squares, and you're going to need 3, I've got 4 there, you're going to need 3 2-inch squares out of your background fabric, okay? Out of your like fabric that you're going to use for the leaves and the stem, you need a 1-inch by 6-inch piece, and then you want 3 2.5-inch squares again. So it doesn't have to be green. If you were doing this all on a colour theme, you could use them out of your mini charms, but again, because I did want the green to be the leaves, not even a fat 8th, the fat 16th would do it for this. And then out of your sort of outside petal fabric, so I went with the darker one, you want 2 2.5, and I'm going to do that in navy. And then for your sort of the bud petal-y bit, you want 1 2.5 and 1 2-inch in the same colour. Okay, so again, I went through the mini charm, I've just cut that one down from that one. Okay, so that's everything you need. We're going to start by making the stem bit here. All right, so any questions, any comments so far? How is everybody? Anybody having a chat there today? Ooh, nearly dropping everything. So I'm just going to start.
What are you doing?
What's the gimbal doing?
It's not moving.
Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
Ah,
so, so little toys playing up. So I'm just going to starch that 4-inch square to start with, and give it a good iron. So, because everything's quite small, these pieces. It's a really pretty little block. I think it would be beautiful as a border, like on a medallion quilt, or like corner blocks or something. So 4-inch square, and we're going to cut it in half diagonally. So I'm going to just line my ruler up corner to corner. It's very dark in here today, and go right the way across. So I have 2 triangles, okay? And then we're going to use the little 1-inch by 6-inch piece to make the stem. Again, I'm going to starch and iron that. Just give it a little bit of body back, because it's skinny and it'll stretch and stuff, okay? And we're going to lie this. We're going to end up putting this in like this, okay? So we're going to line this up, raw edges, right sides together, raw edges, there to there. And hopefully you can see this. Hang on, let me bring that light over, because it's so dark in here today. Hopefully that helps a little bit. You want it to be just slightly overhanging both sides, okay? Roughly the same amount like that. And we're going to stitch down 1/4 inch. So we're going to go over to the machine and do that. So, talk to me, ladies, while I'm doing the stitching. Anybody there? Anybody got anything to say today? Anybody got any chat?
Carol and Jackie both saying hello.
Hi, everybody.
Jean says she went out for lunch today to a local snack shack.
Ah, nice. Oh, wouldn't it be nice when we can all actually go out for lunch and stuff, or meet friends for dinner or something? Oh, can't wait. Hopefully it won't be too soon now. Hopefully it won't be too soon. There we go. Okay, so stitch that down 1/4 inch, and I'm going to very carefully press it towards the green. It's little. Be gentle. Okay, so I'm going to just finger press it back first, just to sort of give it a fighting chance, and then very gently give that a press. You don't want any stretching happening. Okay, so we're going to come back over here, Josh, and then we're going to attach this one on. All right, so you want to, little trick, when you're lining that up, okay, can you see that this point is kind of in line with that point? Take note of that, so that you're not going too far over to one side. If you do it right to the edge like that, okay, when you try and square it up, it's not going to work. So kind of get it in the center of that green one, like that, okay, so that I've got that point kind of lined up with that point, okay, and then I'm going to stitch down again. So I'm going to go back over that. Anybody else there got anything to say today?
Yeah, Heather asks what day you want Hot Chanda?
Thursday next week, so a week tomorrow, we'll be on the Chandra again. It's 2 evening shows. It's 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. So yeah, it's going to be a late one back actually, because it's a good sort of 3.5 hour drive. So yeah, it's going to be late back. And again, I want to iron this towards the green, so I'm going to flip it over, gently finger press that, just to get it started, and then give that a little press. Okay, and I'm going to do it from the back as well, just to give it a bit more of a fighting chance. Okay, like that. So yeah, we've got 2 shows on the 18th. Right, we need to trim this down to 3.5 inches, but you don't just want to square it up as you normally would. Normally we would just go kind of like 3.5, trim off the excess. You want this stem to stay central. Okay, so find the 45-degree line on your ruler, and you want to lie that right down the centre of here. Okay, so kind of eyeball it a weeny bit, but make sure that that 45-degree line is running as near as damn it down the centre of the stem. Okay, then double check that your 3.5 and your 3.5 lines are within the fabric. Okay, and then we can cut it off. Okay, first time when I was playing around with this, I lined up the 45-degree line on the edge of the stem, and then when I cut it off, this wasn't central. I was like, oh, silly girl. So I realised that I had to do that, the 45 right down the centre, and then it's nice and centrally, it works. So cut along there and along there like that. Okay, get rid of that excess, and I'm going to turn that corner down to the bottom, and now I can do my 3.5 by 3.5 exactly like that and like that. Here we go. Okay, and then cut off that excess. It is quite a bit of excess, but it's much better to cut it all a little bit bigger and cut these bits off, because this is such a small, measurement. At any stretch you've got, again, you've given yourself a fighting chance. Let's get rid of those. So that's your little stem block bit done. Now we're on to some half square triangles. So what we want to do is you're going to take your 3 background 2.5s, okay, and we're going to pair these up. So we're going to pair it up with one of my outside petals, one of my inside petals, and one of my leaves, like that. Okay, so I'm just going to press that one because it's a bit creased. We're going to pair them up, so you're going to get those 3. So we're going to put them right sides together. I've drawn a diagonal line on the back of the background fabric. Diagonal line like that. Like that. Oh, let's get on there. Come on. It doesn't want to do it. Like that one, and then that one. Okay. And just standard half square triangles. So I'm going to stitch 1/4 inch down each sides of those red lines. Okay, those diagonal lines. So I'll take that over. And while we're doing that, anyone else got anything to say there?
Leslie asked what was the size of the green stem?
1 inch by 6 inch. Okay.
Andy answered as well. Thank you, Andy.
Okay, thank you.
Carol's just joined us, and so is Lucinda.
Ah, hi everybody. Thank you. So I'm going to go down those 2. But if you've got any questions or anything, not just about the block. If you've got any questions, please do chat away. Tell me what you've been up to. Right, okay, so I've gone all down one side. I'm just going to nip those. I'm chain piecing it as well for quickness, like that. And then I'm going to turn it. So I've stitched down one side, 1/4 inch away, and I go stitch down the other side. I know we've done half square triangles lots, but it's these are real little diddy ones. I don't normally go this small, but I just thought it was a really pretty block, really nice. It's quite a traditional block as well. Just modernised it a little bit. Okay, so gone down those. What are you all making at the moment? Anybody making anything interesting? Okay, so I'm going to cut up that red line now. You can use your rotary cutter and ruler if you want. It doesn't matter if you don't. I tend to use my scissors, it's quicker. And just cut up that red line like that. And then we're going to go square them up, I'm afraid. I know we all hate squaring up, but it's the joy. It's the joy of it. So we're going to set our seam, and again, gently, because these are little, roll these out. So like that. Just very, very gently set my seam and then roll them out. And do that on all of them.
While you do that, Andy says she's taking notes in her White Gecko notebook.
Oh, fab! Who else has got White Gecko notebooks?
Heather says, I've been making my mum a lap quilt for Mother's Day. Her first attempt with HST. She's pleased with how it's gone.
Oh, lovely. That's fab.
And Karen asks, when you stitch, what stitch length?
On here, I just tend to use, it's 2.2 it comes out at. But yeah, standard sort of 2.2 is between 2 and 2.5 is fine. I wouldn't go bigger than that, because particularly with small pieces, I wouldn't go bigger than that, because you might have little gaps and all up here. Okay, so we're gonna square all these little bad boys up now. Okay, so I know we've done this lots, but I'm going to run through it for anybody who's recently joined us. So we want these to be 2 inches. So I'm going to use the 45-degree line again on my ruler. I'm going to lie that along the seam. Make sure that the 2-inch line and the 2-inch line there is within the fabric. So I'm looking through the ruler to make sure it's within, not that it's all the way down here, because you can end up with them being too small. And then we're going to cut these up. And I've got a few to do, so please do have a chat, ladies, so that you're not just listening to me rabbit on while I do these.
Heather says I'm sewing another college quilt using a log cabin block.
Nice. I love a log cabin, and I really like the scrappy heart one that you did. It's so traditional, log cabin, but there's so many effects that you can do depending on which fabrics you use and your placement of those fabrics. I love it. It's one of my favourites.
Sonia's using her White Gecko notebook for all of her sewing notes.
Cool. It's nice to know that you've got them and you're using them and everything. That's lovely.
Nikki's got her patterns and her notes in her White Gecko book as well.
Excellent. There we go. Nearly there. That's 3 done. I say, excuse me, nearly there. I've still got another 3 to do.
Carolyn is just adding the border to her stitched pink quilt.
Fabulous. You're doing better than I am, lovely. Mine blocks are all still just sat as blocks. I haven't even joined them together yet, let alone anything else. Okay, nearly there. Okay, move that up just a weeny bit, make sure that's all in. And turn it. Anybody else there having a chat?
Susan Ann says I'm trying to square my isolation quilt squares.
Cool.
Jackie, I've only got half of your question if you want to put that in again.
Right, okay, it's only, Jackie, if you've got a full question, lovely, could you type it again for us, please? It's only coming up as halfway on the screen. Josh can't see the rest of it. It might come up in a second. But yeah.
Leslie says, what size were the squares again?
So they started at 2.5, and I've made my half square triangles, and now I'm squaring them up to 2 inches. Okay, so made a little pile of those ones, and you've got one more set to make. So you want your navy one, which is your outer petal, with some of your green, which is your actual leaves. Okay, so and we've got to do the same again. I need 2 half square triangles, so I'm going to draw diagonal line on the back of this one. None of these elements are difficult. They are just, you can see the stem was relatively easy to do. The little half square triangles are easy to do, but it's little pieces which make it a weeny bit challenging, because you've got to be a bit extra careful. Again, I'm going to do 1/4 inch down both sides. Okay, so I'm going to go down this side.
So Amy asks where your ruler from is. She's a newbie to sewing.
This one, I've had this one about 12 years. I bought it at a show, but we do have rulers on our website. We have patchwork rulers. There should be a 6.5 by 12 inch, which is what that one is, on our website. We do have the White Gecko rulers as well. There's the 2.5 inch by 17 inch, which is a really useful size. Actually, I use that one a lot. Okay, just like we did the other ones.
Jackie said, would you put dots on your rules to stop them from moving?
You can do. Yeah, you can do. If you find that your ruler slips around a little bit, you can buy the little non-stick ones. In fact, Craft UK, who make our rulers, our white gecker ones, they put, and all the templates and all that, I use lots, they put the non-slip bits on as standard. So yes, absolutely, they're a really good idea. I've been doing this a very long time now, and I'd stand up to cut even small pieces. I find if I stand up and put my weight like over the ruler rather than being like that, I get less slippage if you've got your weight directly over it. But yes, if you like to sit down and cut, those dots are a really, really good idea. Really good idea.
Karen says that she heard the motor factory got flooded in the USA.
Oh no!
Apparently they're having delays of getting fabric to South Africa.
Oh, there's a shame. Oh no! Oh, I hope it's not. We're still waiting for the paper white to come in. Since October, we've been trying to get hold of it, and they keep saying it's supposed to be on the next shipment. It's supposed to be on the next shipment. So I'm hoping that isn't going to delay that any further. Okay, and again, I'm squaring these up to 2 inches. Sorry, go on.
Carol says she's sewing her Jacob's ladder quilt together.
Ah, nice.
While she's watching.
I like a Jacob's ladder. Again, it's a nice, simple little block, but really effective. Most blocks, when you break them down into their little elements, don't get me wrong, there's lots of complicated ones out there, but most blocks are relatively simple. They're all simple little elements. It's just how they go together, which makes it, there we go, which makes all the different patterns.
I'm going to get Sian's on the White Gecko account. She sent you a link to rulers if anyone wants them.
Oh, fabulous. Thanks, Sian. Okie doke. So I've actually now got all my pieces together. Okay. So we're gonna lay this out. I'm gonna try and do this towards you. We're gonna make like 4 little quarters. Make those like 3 little 4 patches, and then join it all together. So you want to be really careful. So if I put this one here,
Why is this not moving?
Is it not moving?
It's just moving weirdly. It's not moving to the right for me. It's playing up to there.
Oh, sorry guys. Everything's playing up a little bit.
It wants to go, when I want it to go left, it wants to go right. And when it goes left, it goes right again. And then it goes back the other way when I'm trying to get it.
Right, so I'm going to lay these up so you can hopefully see it. You want to be really careful about which way your half square triangles are going in. Okay, so we're going to do like this little 4 patch here first. These little 4. Okay, so I want one of my background colours in this top left here. Okay, I then want my outer fabrics, which are these. You can see it's an outer petal with a background, and that is going to go that way. Can you see? So it's going this way. Okay, I then want a leaf fabric with a background, and that one's going that way. So you can see they're pointing in towards each other. Again, this is all on the pattern, okay? And then I want one of my leaf, because it's this piece here, my leaf and my outer petal half square triangle. And I want to make sure that those 2 are touching. Okay, so make sure they're touching like that. It's very easy to pick things up and put them in the wrong way. So you want to make sure that they're touching. Green's touching green, navy's touching navy, like that. Okay? Then we're going to do like the bud bit of the flower. So we're going to do top left. So I need that little 2-inch one that I cut of the colour. That's going to go in there. And I want a 2-inch of my background fabric, which is going to go like that. And then I want my 2 half square triangles in the paler blue. And they're going to go both in towards the centre, like that. Okay. And then my bottom right one, which is going to use the same as this, but they go together differently. Okay, so really, really do look at this and look at the pattern if you're going to grab it. Okay, because I've broken it all down for you in the pattern. And then this one is going to go in like that. Okay, so towards the centre. And this one's going to go in towards the centre like that. So it's kind of the same as that then, but this needs to go the other way around. So I'm going to go in like that. So the blue's touching the blue, green's touching the green. Okay, and you've kind of got that flower starting to appear. So we're going to start by putting this one here together. All right, we're going to make a little 4 patch here, 4 patch there, 4 patch there, and then put it all together. So right sides together, that one to that one, like that. And we're going to stitch that one, and then right sides together, that one to that one. Okay, like that. Okay, and I'm doing this like this so that I don't turn them when I get, because it's so easy to dump them down on the machine and then you sew the wrong edge. Okay. So I'm going to sew this one together. Any other questions or comments there while I'm doing this?
Jean says you did a 1 p.m. show on how to use rulers. Should be able to find it on Facebook.
Actually,
or
yeah.
Probably on YouTube now, isn't it?
Yeah, on YouTube. It might still. They will still be on Facebook. But you might have to scroll back a long way. Yeah, I did. Oh gosh, probably about 8 or 9 months ago. Good remembering. I didn't remember that. We did a whole thing. But if you go onto our YouTube channel, you should be able to find it on there. Definitely. Okay, so. When I'm ironing these, I'm going to iron these in opposite directions. So I'm going to iron it towards like the full square. So this will nest up nicely. So I'm going to iron that one in like that. And then this one, I'm going to iron it towards the full square. Like that. Again, because there's less bulk. Because you haven't got all this seam if I was trying to iron it the other way. Okay. And that's going to go in like that. And I'm going to nest them. So I'm going to pop them right sides together. And kind of wiggle it so that those seams are now going in opposite directions and they kind of click in, okay? And then stitch down this one. Any other questions or comments there, Hannah?
No, not right now.
No?
I'm just saying thank you to Jean.
That's okay. Yeah, good remembering. Ooh, I hadn't remembered that. There's been a lot of these. We're coming up for our year anniversary of these, so you've been putting up with us for a long time. So back, we're going to go over here. So. Little trick, let me just move those down a second. I'll sew those in a minute. Little trick with 4 patches. I think I've shown you this before, but it's always worth reiterating. Can you see these? Hopefully Josh can pick this up. Can you see those 2 little stitches there? Okay. If you just pull those out, there and there, like that, and flip it over and do the same that side. Pull that out. Come on, there and there we go. Come on. There, like that. Okay, when you open this out, because this is so small, you can make your seams go opposite ways. So this seam can go this way, this one can go this way, and can you see you've got like a little 4 patch, tiny little 4 patch right in the centre there. It will make the centre lie much flatter. Okay, because if I hadn't pulled those stitches out, it would have all gone one way and you've got a big bit of bulk there, but this way it goes much flatter. So I'm going to take it over and iron, just gently iron that now. So I'm going to iron it from the front, which first of all, just give that a really good press like that, and then I can do it from the back as well. And can you see how much flatter that goes in the centre? Sorry Josh, I'm making you move around a lot today, aren't I? That goes really nice and flat in the centre, and your points, it kind of helps bring your point all together really nicely too. Can you see as well that this here is a 1/4 inch away from the edge? That's your seam allowance for when we stitch it to the other blocks, okay? So that these will eventually, that's your 1/4 inch seam allowance there. All right, it should do that. Don't worry, you know, because some people think, oh gosh, it's all out, but don't worry, it's supposed to be like that, okay? So I'm going to quickly put these ones together. So talk to me, ladies, so that I'm not rabbiting on about nothing as usual. Anybody got any questions or anything there?
No.
No? Oh, you're right there, Josh.
Yeah. Chair just decided to fall over.
You tried to scoop the chair and it nearly went out from under him.
Yeah.
We nearly had a Josh on the floor then. I know I said talk to me, but you didn't have to shock me like that. I thought, what's going on? There we go. And again, I'm going to iron these out in opposite directions. So I'm going to iron that one that way. So that one's going to go like that. And then iron. So if that one's going that way, I want that one to go that way. There we go. So I've ironed them in the seams in opposite directions. Nest them all up.
Jennifer says, I've learnt so much from you ladies throughout the year. She puts so as in SCW.
Ah,
like
nice pun.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you. It's been an interesting old year, hasn't it? It's been an interesting journey doing all this. So
Sean asks, have you finished the Hatanda packing?
Well, actually, that's a lie. It was finished yesterday. The last postal bags are waiting for Josh and Alex to take over in about an hour because we've got certain times we can drop off at the post office. So so yes, nearly done. The last lot are being sent out today, so we are nearly there. Nearly there. It's been a hell of a couple of days, to be honest. There we go. So I'm taking those couple out so that I can do that. Make them go opposite directions again. Okay, flip it over and just iron gently from the top. There we go, and you can see that makes it all nice and flat, and that point really good in the centre. So that one's going to go in like that. Okay, you can see it start to come together now, and I'm just going to put this last one together, and then we're nearly there. There's one, and then that's two. I would, as well, just a little tip, when you're sewing things this small, I would go a bit slower. It's very easy with little tiny pieces like this for the fabric to get dragged down into the feed dogs. So start, when your first couple of stitches, start quite slowly. Don't just whiz, because you'll find it can really chew up. It's worth just taking that first couple slow, just to get it in and going, and then you can whiz down. Okay, so...
Jean asked, when will the pattern for Door of the Dragon Zoom class be sent out?
It's not. They normally. You right?
Yeah, I'm doing weird things again.
Doing weird things. What are you doing?
I'm fat fingering it because I've got giant fingers.
Your giant fingers are getting in the way, are they?
Yeah.
They're normally sent out about a week beforehand, lovely. Okay, so about a week before the class. But if you want to know fabric requirements or anything like that, drop us a message and your Facebook message, and we can send that out for you, so you can get your fabrics ready. But the actual pattern will be sent out a week beforehand. Okay. Right, hang on. I've got to make sure which way
I'm
around
excited
doing
that
this.
my twist and stitch ruler is on its way. Can't wait to have a bash with that.
Ah, fab. It's such a cool technique. I love that twist and stitch. It looks so complicated.
And he asked, what is a twist and stitch ruler?
Oh, it's a June Taylor product. I did a big demo on it on the Hachanda show. I think it was the 3 o'clock, the 12 o'clock show? Might be the 12 o'clock show, which you can watch them on Rewind. It's a way of making these really amazing, like, intricate pinwheels that with all strange angles, but so easy to use. So easy to use. Yeah, ladies, don't forget, if you haven't signed up, we have got a few spaces left on some of the Zoom classes. I think 2 of them are sold out now, but there are spaces on some of the others. So if you fancy joining us for like a more intimate class, because we only have 6 on a class on Zoom, it's I mean, some of the ladies who have done them with us will let you know. It's normally pretty good fun. It's quite easy because I've got proper overhead cameras and all that we use, so it's quite easy to see what I'm doing or Sarah's doing. So yeah, it's we have got some spaces left on some of them, so worth checking out. Okay, what we've got going on.
Is that on the website?
They're all on the website. The Zoom classes, yeah, they're all there. Okay.
Amy asks, how much is the pattern for this?
Digital download is £2.95, and that will come through on your email. Or a paper copy is £4.95. Okay, so there we go. So that now is going to go like that, and that's going to go like that, and then you're just going to treat this like a 4 patch and sew those together. Okay, and I've got a little blue flower to go with my pink one. Okay, but if you wanted to make a cushion or anything, you could make, say, 4 of these and turn them like this. So you've got like a little bow. I'm not going to sew these together now because of a time element, and you're just going to treat it exactly like you would this. That one to that one, that one to that one, sew the 4 together. But you can see, you could then, you'd then have one coming that way and one coming that way. You could have them all going the same way, which might be quite nice as well. You can play around with them. But I just think it's a really pretty block, and if you haven't done smaller blocks before, it's definitely it's a relatively simple technique because it's mainly half square triangles for you to have a play and practice with those smaller elements, because sometimes it can be a bit intimidating when they're really, really tiny. It's quite easy with a layer cake and you can chuck it all together. But sometimes the smaller ones can be a bit more intimidating. But I quite like it in the blue. I think that's really pretty. Go in my bedroom, actually. Go in my bedroom really nicely. But brilliant for little scraps, or those charm packs, those little mini charm packs that you've got in your drawers, because I know you've all got them in your drawers somewhere. I know what I have, so I'm sure you guys have as well, because we buy them because they're all cute and pretty, and then we don't know what to do with them. So you could definitely do this pattern with it. Excuse me. Sorry, my allergies are really, really bad at the minute.
Picked the wrong time to zoom up then.
Yeah, you really did, just as I'm blowing my nose. Sorry, ladies. So yeah, that's it from me today. Any other questions or comments there, Josh?
Heather says, is there a Zoom class on Seminole?
There isn't this time. We have done one. I will be putting another one on the next batch, because I've got some other patterns for the Seminole. So yeah, I will be doing another one. It'll be like May, June time though, in the next 2 months, because the ones we've got on sale at the moment are March, April, and then we'll get some on for May and June. But I will put another one on because we've had a few people ask for it. So yeah.
Nikki says, the Zoom classes are great. My only complaint is her pile of UFOs is getting bigger.
Yeah, tell me about it. You really don't want to see behind here. We're obviously doing all these little 1 o'clocks. I have a lot of half-finished stuff everywhere.
Linda says, P.S. not sewing related, but this morning I found out where the Hoover lives.
Did you, hon? Oh, that's good. I hope Bry's on the mend and he's coming home today, lovely. I'll speak to you later about that.
Everyone else is saying thanks.
That's okay, my pleasure. Sarah is back tomorrow and she's going to do a basket of chicks with a twist. So, yeah, she comes up with the craziest ideas. I love it though, it's really funny. So yeah, we've definitely been very spring themed this week. So yeah, watch Sarah tomorrow, and then Saturday, keep an eye on our Facebook page, because we'll be telling you what we're doing next week. I've got a little long list of bits and pieces that people have been asking for and stuff. So we're going to try and add one of those in each week, so that we're answering your questions. Daily deals are on the website. Check them out if you fancy those animal crackers, because they are limited now. I'm just trying to sell off the last little bits that we've got, because there's more stuff coming in. We've got loads of new yummy things. And I will see you next week. I will see you Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. See you next week. Bye, guys.